Hey there. Okay, let's talk today about networking. All right, coming off the heels of the Facebook and Instagram day of doom or whatever it was, where Instagram and Facebook went down, and the reality is, and it, of course, it ensued panic in everybody about social media and different things. And this has been a topic that I've wanted to talk about before anyways, but now it's even more prevalent, is getting back into networking. All right. I know with COVID, there was a lot of like in-person networking that could happen. And it seems so old school, especially if you're building your business online. But now there is so many online networking groups. Okay. And I really want to talk about the ones that are a little bit more closed or business oriented, right? Like there's a lot of women's entrepreneur groups, just general entrepreneur groups. There's BNI, there's all of those things. But I want to talk about actually networking effectively. Number one, there's a difference between joining a networking group and doing nothing and not meeting anybody, and actually joining a networking group and making it your mission to talk to as many people as possible. So I recently joined, there's an online, it's women only, but for the men that are listening, there's other ones that are both, for men as well. But this one is called the Advanced Network. And it is it's not closed, it's not closed, it's not industry specific. There's a million, there's a bunch of different coaches, there's a bunch of a lot of things, right? It doesn't matter. But it's a closed networking group. And I would say a good majority of my most recent clients have come from that networking group, but not with the intention of looking for clients, right? Like obviously we're in business to gain clients, right? That's the goal. We all need new clients. But my mission when I joined that was truly to network. And I decided that if I was going to join and pay, it's a paid group. And I encourage you to get into a paid group, because people that pay to be in networking groups, they're a little bit more committed to their business. It's just, it just is, like, right? They're paying to be there because they're committed to networking and growth. And so I wanted, if I was going to pay to be a part of a networking group, I was going to make sure that I was going to show up. And I was also going to actually network, because in the online space, it's easy to just pay for something and then not network or not talk to people or just hang out in the Facebook group or kind of just stay on the sidelines and watch. No, the difference is that if you want to make the most out of a networking group, you have to network. And so I made it a goal to connect with as many people as I could inside that group. And it's something I do every single week because it's a big group. And there's always somebody new that you can connect with. And so I reach out, I send a message, hey, connecting with you through the advance. I'd love to get to know you more. Would you be open to a coffee chat? Right? That's it. That's as simple as it is. It's just opening up the message to say, hey, I'd love to connect with you. There has been so many opportunities that have come from that, not with the intention of gaining clients, with the intention of pure networking. Tell me about you. I'll tell you about me. Let's figure out if there's a way that we can collaborate. That has been, sometimes when you tell people like, hey, here's what I do, they go, oh my gosh, I need you. Or I know somebody that needs you, right? That's networking, right? That's the goal, is to become top of mind, to stay top of mind. And that is your goal when you are networking. And so if you are finding it really difficult and you're getting kind of over the Facebook groups, or you're trying, social media is just not your thing, and then it goes down, what are you doing to actually grow your business? Like, let's think a little bit old school here, right? Like, businesses were built for years without social media. You can do this. There are ways to network offline. Yes, this is an online networking group that I joined, but 90% of the networking I do happens, quote unquote, offline. Obviously, it's on Zoom because we're all over the world, but it's not happening on the social media platform. We're having real conversations. And so I encourage you, look and see if there's something locally that you can do. And if not, there's a lot of women, there's a ton of online networking groups. I know there's some, Pepper Lane is one, eWomen's Network is one, W Source is another one. There's so many. I mean, literally, you can just search online networking groups. Now, granted, you want to look find one that you can see the member directory, right? Like, you want to make sure that you're networking with people that you could refer and they could refer you. Like, you don't want to get into a networking group that's all like, I don't work with product-based businesses. Primarily, it's not my focus. So I'm not going to network with a bunch of product-based business owners. It just doesn't make sense, right? Because I can't help them. They can't necessarily help me. It doesn't mean they don't have friends that are service-based, but there's not a lot of reciprocal that can happen. So that's not necessarily your ideal fit. Like, you want to be sure, like, is there an opportunity for collaboration? You know, like, I met a brand strategist inside of this group. And so there's an opportunity where I can bring her in to do some brand messaging inside of my 4-month intensive, because I don't work on brand messaging, right? So there's a lot of opportunity for collaboration. I've met copywriters, I've met graphic designers. Like, those are all people that I can bring into my network, because my clients all need those things, and they're not things that I do, and vice versa. They don't offer business strategy. So we can then collaborate. There's so much power in it. So I really encourage you to pay for a networking group. It will make a difference. It does take time to find the one that's best. But if you're going to pay to join a networking group, the next step is making sure you actually network in it. Don't rely on the leader of the networking group to connect you. Get in there and take action. 90% of them have a member directory. 90% of people don't use the member directory, right? Like, the member directory is your gold mine. Go in there. Their contact information is there. Contact them and connect with them. Hey, connecting with you through XYZ network, would love to get to know you and your business more. Are you open for a chat? That's as simple as it needs to be. And I promise you, your business will grow because of it. It makes a huge difference. Not to mention, you're surrounded by like-minded people. There's such a fabulous energy when you're in a group like that. There's so much opportunity to learn and grow. So I highly, highly encourage it. I'll try to list out a couple in the show notes of the ones that I know other people have joined, or ones that I have joined. Some of them are not always open for enrollment, but keep an eye on it. Especially if you're feeling burnt out by social media. Okay, there are ways to build your business outside of social media. You do not need to rely on it. Diversify a little bit, okay? We've all heard that. We've heard it over and over in the past few weeks. But this is one way that people aren't talking about. Most people are saying, get an email marketing. Okay, well, how do you build your list if you don't have social media, right? Like, there's more. You can't just decide to switch to email marketing if you don't have a freaking list and you don't have people to put on it. Like, hello, you still have to find ways to meet people. And if that social media is not one of them, let's go back old school and start networking. All right. Networking is going to be key to growth. Find a group. I know the Advanced Network has open enrollment. If you want, I can get you a link to that. I'll put it in the show notes for sure. Check it out. It's been phenomenal. It's filled with the most amazing women. I've met some of the best, like 90% of the people you're hearing as guest experts on these episodes I've met through there. So I really, I got to give it a shout out, because it's been amazing. And so I'll make sure the link is there in the comments for you, but it might not be a good fit. So find one there's some that are specific to your area. If there's certain time zones that you work in, like, find one that's a little bit more local. If you thrive on local business, there's a lot, but do your research and find something and get involved in a networking group. Every single person that's listening should be involved in some kind of closed networking group. It's a game changer. I promise. All right. I'll talk to you soon.